don't like just one truck, you know, or one body style of truck. You are a C772 guy, you're a square body guy, but like most of us truck guys, we all have an affinity for the 88 to 98 OBS trucks. Can you tell me a little bit about where that comes from?
The OBSs to me are cool because you get a whole lot of value with the stock platform. A square body has pretty much the same frame as like a 65 C10, like practically the same, but as soon as you get to the OBS, you know, you have a box frame, you have modern suspension, and then anybody will tell you they just drive totally different than the older stuff. So you can start with one of those trucks and already be, you know, miles ahead of building a square body per se. This is a pretty cool truck. This is a 1990 OBS. I've had it for a long time. I actually bought this truck when I was working here at the body shop, but before I bought it. I remember it was like we're on one of our breaks and it popped up on Marketplace. I was like, man, that's a deal. And I told the old owner, and he's like, I don't like, go get it. Yeah. So I've had this truck for a long time. It's been around. So, you know, a cool thing about the OBSs is since they were brand new, there was a custom market for them. You know, I remember being kids and going to the car shows, and Hunter's aftermarket was a huge thing. Back then, you could take your OBS off the showroom floor, drive it straight to Hunter's, and get anything that you could get for it. But the OBS is because GM was behind it with, you know, their sport models or the GTs or the big block trucks. There was stuff available. So I think that's why they're also appealing to people, because like it took the hard part out of, you know, building them yourself. Originally, it had a 350 small block with a 5-speed in it, but it had this like single barrel carburetor, which, I mean, it ran and drove like a dream. But then after that, I put a 5.3 in it and a TKX. I drove it like that for a while. I actually did one of the protouring truck shootouts with it. And then since then, it's had a total revamp. It has a custom suspension built by Infinite Fab, has Viking coilovers, big brakes. It's practically a race car now. My red and gold truck is kind of evolved from, you know, the classic lowrider into, you know, coilover race truck. And I think a lot of people like the OBS is because you can do exactly that. If you want to put spindles on it and lower it, spindles, flip kit, lower it, you can. If you want to call it Infinite Fab and have them build you a full-on custom suspension, it's available as well. The guys in Nashville at Infinite Fab Works, they built it all. It has Viking coilovers. A super cool thing about these is it has like drift car adjusters on it, so you can change your caster and camber on the fly. You just loosen these 3 set screws, loosen it here, and it changes with a, you know, a 1/2-inch wrench. It's super versatile. If same thing, if you want to like pull your springs or something out, the base that's welded on top of this is threaded, so you can just zip these out, one bolt on the bottom, pull your springs out. The rear suspension, yeah, it's cool too. You don't see many like it, because most of the time in the world you hear 4-link, yep. But this has a 3-link in it. So it's basically 2 bars on the bottom and 1 bar in the center with a panhard to the rear end. And it has Viking coilovers as well. It has a set of Core 3 brakes. They're kind of like based off like a C6, C7 Corvette. A gentleman named Tobin, he's made a system, you know, to work on them. They work extremely well, and they work extremely well for the price point that they're at. They also have like the, you know, creature comfort features that the other trucks don't have. The inside the cabs are quiet, the doors shut like they're supposed to. You can get factory, you know, electric windows. That's what's like really cool about them. The interior has the Infinite Fab seat brackets, Infinite Fab roll bar, super cool stuff. It's like all modular, just bolts in. And something that's really cool about their stuff is engineered to work off of the factory seat belts and seat brackets and stuff. So it already has you know, like structure and everything built into it. And then what it does is just ties all that together, instead of, you know, just going through like the sheet metal or anything. I remember when I was young, my granddad had like a sport model. It was a red OBS step side, but from the factory, you know, he have the mirrors color matched, cowl hood, painted bumpers. You know, they're so much different, but they're similar to the 67 to 72s because they've always have been cool. I don't know how the square body skipped that, but the OBSs from the very beginning have always been cool. And from the point they were, you know, original, they've been easily customizable. You know, from the factory, they offer, you know, the sport models like the 454 SS trucks. So even then, like Chevrolet knew they were like cool, or, you know, people that maybe couldn't have the big block version, they could turn their trucks into those with, you know, with time. So this color combo is, the gold is a single stage paint. And this is something that I created and made on my own as well. Probably has never been done before. So it's a PPG Delfleet paint, and then we put a flattening agent into it, but it's a metallic paint. So it just has like real neat, you know, look. It almost looks like something you might see on a wrap or something, but it's not. It's paint, it's super durable. It's one of the things, like if you see it in real life, it's like people always ask questions. I'll tell you how unique it was that our paint distributor guy, when he seen what I did with it, he painted his VW Bug the same way, but a silver version with the matte agent in the paint. That truck's name is Merlot because of the red wine color down the center. And I like for some of my trucks to have like a play on words. So you know, Merlot, the way I spell it is like LOW at the end, so it's Merlot because it is a low rider. That's how that came about. The center color is custom as well. It's red candy over this gold color. What I did is I sprayed a couple layers of the candy first to give it like depth. Then I put a big flake on it. So if you in the sun or in the right light, it dances like it has almost like a bass boat flake that you can see and stands out. That's all candy paint, and then that's PPG clear coat on this one as well. But I put the factory appearing trim back on it, and then I use I believe it's sandalwood. This is a factory color two-tone stripe that I put on it. Earlier in life, everybody wanted to like shave everything and roll pans and that, but I like it with the chrome bumpers, and I thought the trim would like really bring it back together. And then I also like it how it's like stock appearing, but it's not. It really has like a unique look out and about. I'll tell you something else that got lost after the OBSs were gone was like cool paint jobs. That's something that they did keep from the two-tone square bodies and stuff. It's the two-tone OBSs. And I really think that's something that got lost. So whenever I built my truck, I wanted it to be like custom but factory appearance. That's why I did custom colors. The gold on the truck is like a matte finish. It has like almost a feel to it. The red down the center is a custom candy color that we made here. It has a big flake in it. With it being custom paint, I want it to relate back to stock. That's why I put the stock bumpers on it. I didn't put a roll pan. I put the impact trim down the sides. That's what I want it to do with that truck. It's give it like this custom stock feel, kind of like the guys did in the early days when they had the stock trucks, but they make custom, just flipped a version of it. This is a 5.3, it has 243 heads on it, flat top pistons, a BTR Chuck Norris cam. It runs great, has plenty of power. I love it. Has a cold case radiator in it. It has a 3-inch stainless exhaust that I built, has an X pipe in it, has hooker mufflers on it. Quick performance, 9-inch in it. The wheels and tires on it, they're 22x9, 22x11. Course Art gunners have a 255 in the front and a 295 in the rear. Whenever these first came out online, I already had the truck painted, and I was like, oh, those are gonna be perfect on it. So I ordered these through Mackie at local upfitters. Something else that I did do on them is, because a lot of times people fight with the fender wells, I had the backs of the wheels actually milled down like a 1/8 or maybe like less than 1/4 inch. The fenders are rolled now because of the big wheels. Yeah. In the very early days of like Davo Customs, it's been around for a better part of 20 years. I'm gonna be 35 this year. So, I remember being 15 and wanting something cool. I've always liked to work on stuff and build stuff, but I knew like the paint was the most important thing. So even back then, I used to explore with like flakes and candies and pearls. Because if you're gonna go through all the work, if you know how to use the products or make products or do something a little bit different, it just stands out that much more. The way I achieve that is knowing what I want it to begin with, and then just making spray outs after spray outs until, you know, I get it. It's not cookie cutter, it's not like off the shelf. It's whenever I say Davo Customs, that's what I have in mind, is I literally created something that nobody else has. They've never seen it, and after they see it, they want it. My favorite part about this truck is how it drives. Some of the other trucks I built, you had to fight them a little bit, or they're stiff. This is a pleasure to drive. Even driving around the racetrack, it feels like, you know, you're kind of cruising and driving because it's so smooth and it does what it's supposed to. And that's all due to the, you know, the front end and being engineered. This has a Borgeson quick ratio box in it. In my opinion, like the cheapest, best thing you can do to any of the trucks. Because it makes them tight, gets rid of the slop. And, you know, it makes them feel like a modern vehicle as well.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Robbie.
And I'm inviting you to the October block party, October 11th.
And this is why you should come, because we got a burnout pit.
Hang out with us.
October 11th, Waverly, Tennessee.